Although it seemed to play a little bit closer than I expected, Miles John still managed to get a couple 30-27s and a 29-28 to cash our lock of the night play for last week's UFC Vegas 93 card. We've absolutely been rolling with our lock of the night plays as of late. This past weekend alone, 2-0 as Timothy Johnson also cashes as a lock of the night play on the PFL card, allowing us to go plus 6.46 units for a 64% ROI, and now on the year, increasing our record to 44-21 for plus 5.04 units and a 1% ROI. Finally in the green. It was a very tumultuous start to the year for us. I couldn't find my way, really. I was having trouble in terms of just finding the confidence to really fire off on certain spots, and it really seemed to sting me throughout that beginning portion. Just for statistics' sake here, we started the year 23-16 on lock of the night plays. Absolutely atrocious. I think that's a 57 to 58% hit rate, but recently, now we are 21-5. That's closer to 81% hit rate, which is closer to where I would like to be. 80 to 85%. That's a solid amount of profit that we're able to secure hitting at that type of rate. But I'm very happy that I've been able to turn things around. Obviously, still had a few hiccups in that 21-5 run. The Eduardo Moro one, still I'm trying to overcome that one, and still upset at myself in terms of buying into that bet, but very happy for our ability to bounce back from being down a good amount earlier this year, and really honing things in, tightening up the ship, and getting this 21-5 run that we've been on to get us back into the green. And now hopefully we can continue to build upon it. Halfway through the year now, let's try to get closer to that goal that we had for the end of the year. So like I said, solid run this past weekend, solid run over the last 26 lock of the night plays. Let's see if we can keep it going. This weekend I got another four lock of the night play for you guys. We got PFL going down on Friday. We got Bellator and UFC on Saturday, as well as LFA on Saturday. I'll have full card breakdowns for PFL and Bellator for you guys over the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled on the YouTube channel here. Hit that like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know exactly when that video is going to drop. And then for the LFA lock of the night, that will only be on the Patreon page. So if you want to check that out, check out the lock of the night Patreon page. Link for that is in the description below. All right, let's get into it. I got 3 lock of the night candidates for you guys for this UFC Saudi Arabia card. Remember, I only pick one of these spots as the official lock of the night play. You'll be able to find out which one on the lock of the night MMA LOTN Patreon page in the description below. All right, let's get into it. The first candidate up is going to be Fakhretdinov, coming in at minus 330 as he takes on the 39-year-old Nicholas Doby, who's on a little bit of a run and pulled off a pretty big upset last time around against Gabriel Bonfim, who seemed to empty his gas tank in the first 6 minutes of that matchup, trying to ground Doby and try to get him out of there. He landed some big shots, even got a 10-8 in the first round, but Doby was able to keep the pressure, keep the resistance high, and then eventually break Bonfim at the ending of the second round to get that TKO finish. Great win for Doby there, but this is a different challenge. In Fakhretdinov, who showcased he's done a better job in terms of controlling opponents on the ground, mat returning his opponents, grinding them against the cage, having some decent power of his own in the striking realm, but I think most importantly, we'll see him successful in the grappling realm, and that's where he'll be able to grind out Doby here, showcasing that Doby is really starting to get up there in age, and if he has no answers for the takedowns or ability to continuously work back to his feet, he's going to get grinded out on this spot, which is why I don't mind at all the chalk here on Fakhretdinov as the first lock of the night candidate. The second lock of the night candidate is going to be in the form of Sergey Pavlovich, who comes in at minus 210, going up against one of my favorite heavyweights, Alexander Volkov. Unfortunately for Volkov, he's dealing with a guy that, even though he has the height advantage over, he'll have a reach disadvantage here, and I think the speed advantage as well of Pavlovich will allow him to cross the pocket effectively here, landing those big paws and that big power on the chin of Volkov to put him down and out. Obviously, Volkov is very skilled in the striking realm as well, but I think the speed disadvantage will be a big knock for him here, just as it was for Pavlovich last time around against Tom Aspinall. The speed and technique of Aspinall was able to find the chin of Pavlovich and put him away, but I think it's going to work in the opposite sense here, with Pavlovich having a bit of a speed advantage over Volkov and that power as well. We know he's going to be able to find that chin of Volkov and put his lights clean out. So I'm minus 210. Seems like some action coming in on Volkov, as I did see Pavlovich around that minus 240 range a couple days ago. Now the action coming in on Volkov. I understand maybe it's just a line kind of evening itself out here, but I do think that Pavlovich is the side, and he'll likely get that knockout victory. The third and final dog of the night candidate is going to be Robert Whitaker, who has been taking a little bit of action over the last couple of days. Started off around -130, now up to -150. He's taken on Aliskerov, who is getting put into a main event slot on short notice. The biggest fight of his career, although he has been scheduled against guys like Paulo Costa and Nasruddin Imavov late last year. Those fights obviously never materialized, but now he's getting this spot against Robert Whitaker a week after he was supposed to co-main event that UFC Apex card, whereas Whitaker was preparing for Hamza Chimaev. So this is a bit of a step down in competition. Aliskerov still very scary, still very much capable of having some success, but I think that we'll see that the striking success that he's been having as of late might be a little bit over-exaggerated, especially when he goes up against a guy that has the striking skills of Robert Whitaker. I think we'll see Robert Whitaker utilize his solid karate style of striking, where he's darting in and out of range with that bladed stance, using his speed, using his angles to land the better strikes here against Aliskerov. And we know he has good enough wrestling to really fend off any of the takedown attempts that we'll be seeing from the Aliskerov side here. So mixing the fact that this is a 5-rounder, something that Robert Whitaker thrives in, and then on the flip side for Aliskerov, he has been known to slow down in 3-round fights, as we've seen in the past, and now this will be his first 5-round fight with the UFC, fighting at this level. Not a good look for me, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are reading into Whitaker's knockout loss to Dricus du Plessis 2 fights ago, and then also Aliskerov's finishing streak and winning streak that he's currently on. But I believe that this is one of those like prospects going up against veterans, and then it might just be a little bit too early for the prospect in Aliskerov. So give me Robert Whitaker here to win in the main event and possibly as a lock of the night candidate. Which of these three do I end up going with? Check the lock of the night Patreon page to find out which one, and let's see if we can keep this solid run rolling and continue to rack up those dubs and those lock of the night wins. Remember, there's a Bellator, PFL, and LFA lock of the night this weekend as well. So keep tabs on that. Obviously, I'll drop my full card video for PFL and Bellator. Otherwise, you guys can get all of this good information in written form on the Lock of the Night Patreon page. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow for the top 3 Dog of the Night candidates, which we really need to rein in.